Customized and engraved watches has always felt to me like a bit of a rebel subculture in the watch industry. I mean, can you imagine handing over your expensive watch with its complex alloys of steel with polished and brushed surfaces and sapphire glass details that will shatter at the hands of a blunt instrument to someone to start carving out patterns? I know I would have second thoughts myself unless I trusted this person, or more likely was handing over a watch costing much less than some Swiss number that I had just saved a year for. This is one of the reasons this watch caught my eye the last time they were on sale in December 2024 at a limited number of 300. Venezianico is quickly getting a name for releasing interesting watches that are well made with an Italian flair, usually with Solita movements and always at obtainable prices. The Nereide Acquaforte stands out for its finely engraved case, adorned with a refined Renaissance pattern inspired by something called acanthus leaves, paying tribute to the timeless elegance of neoclassical art. But really, what you and I mostly care about is that this looks like not much else around, and is also extremely attainable at €697. The pre-order period started a couple of days ahead of this video and is about to finish. I only just received the watch in the last couple of days, so do my best to get this video out to you quickly so you can decide if you want to purchase one. If you like the look and want to wear something that is truly unique and looks far pricier than what it actually is, then I very much feel this is a rhetorical question. But join me for more in today's video. The beautifully printed packaging is on point, setting up the connection to Venice in Italy. First impressions are solid in no small part to the brand's efforts here. The watch has a diameter of 42mm with a lug-to-lug of 49mm. Lug width is 22mm and is 12mm thick. On this excellent leather strap, it's 108 gram, and thanks to its dive watch origins, the water resistance is 200 meters. The dial takes second fiddle to the case for once, but that doesn't mean it's not worth lingering on. Personally, I absolutely love when brands have the courage to have both their brand and model name not stand out, but almost hide away to let the watch sing. I've only really seen this in some Zin models, and I love it every time. As you can see, the text is carved out of the dial, which is on theme clearly, and we just get the applied logo and of course applied indices all around. These can be a little rough close up, but with the naked eye you won't see any blemishes. Black Lume is one of these things that look and sound incredibly cool, but unfortunately don't work terribly well in person, but we'll come back to that. For the record though, I would not have expected Lume at all in this treatment. So the fact that they have bothered with that, I think is genuinely commendable. Semi-skeletonized hands with black lume is pretty badass however you want to spin this. And overall, this is a dial and hands that I'm personally very attracted to, and I love the minimalism that doesn't take away from the obvious attraction here. The bezel has a good feel. In fact, as I've stated previously, this brand's bezel feel is one of the best around and is no different on this model. The sapphire crystal has layers of AR coating, and thanks to that and the polished indices and hands, legibility is not an issue. Now the reason we're here is this case and its very fancy engraving. Acquaforte is an engraving technique that developed during the Renaissance, reaching its peak in Italy. The process begins by applying a thin protective layer to the metal onto which the desired design is engraved. The plate is then immersed in an acid bath which corrodes the exposed areas, creating the incision. Once this phase is complete, ink is manually applied to the engraved areas, enhancing the contrast between surfaces and adding depth and relief to the design. It's almost like a watch tattoo in a way, and it's incredibly beautiful to my eyes. I think this sort of thing belongs in every collection, to be honest. It's eye-catching enough on the lugs and bezel obviously, but check out the crown guards around the screw-in and sign crown. It's remarkably intricate and holds up to close inspection no problem at all. If you're still watching here, I'm sure you agree that this case is very special, but just wait until you see the back. One more small point I want to make is that, ironically, if you do get any scratches on this case, they are pretty well hidden away, so less to worry about overall. Flipping the watch over and we get a full view of the iconic image of the Lion of St. Mark, the symbol of the Republic of Venice. I am not a religious person myself, but St. Mark is associated with a lion in various parts of the Bible. This winged lion holding a book with the inscription in Latin that means "Peace to you, Mark, my evangelist," represents strength and wisdom. For centuries, it has been the guardian of Venice's history and glory, appearing on coins, flags, and works of art, embodying the city's power and protection. It is remarkably well executed. Behind the caseback hides the Miyota 9039 automatic movement, which is different from the usual Salita used by Venezianico. But this movement is incredibly solid and is a smart choice that should mean minimum problems for future owners. You can, as per usual, expect a power reserve of about 40 to 42 hours. Another real highlight is this awesome aged leather strap. It's one of the best I've ever seen and felt from any brand on leather. A product of Tuscan craftsmanship, it's created in one of Italy's most renowned leather districts. The aging process, performed using brushes to create light abrasions, gives the leather a worn and matte look. Even the finely engraved buckle mirrors the decorative pattern of the case, which is a solid case for not ever replacing this strap, not that you need one anyway since it's really that good. If you do though, I think you have to go black or grey, but I'll let you make your own mind up here. As mentioned, the Lume is weak, and it also has my pet hate being weaker on the hands than the indices, but the fact that we even have any is appreciated, as I mentioned. This is a very complimentary review, I am aware of that. But for the money, and if you're into this style, it is an excellent watch and easily my own personal favorite from Venezianico. Your only problem is sourcing one, which is always a nuisance with these highly sought after and attractive releases. However, much like some other brands have done in the past, to give everyone a fair chance to purchase it, there is no limit to the quantity. It'll be open for a 96-hour pre-order window. If you're not in a position to purchase one now or watching this video too late, do reach out to the team, as I'm pretty sure they'll give in to enough pressure and re-release again this year at some point. Thank you for watching as always, and I hope to catch you next time.